Page 14, the Snow Castle. Let's look this over. It's 2 pages long. Treble and bass clef. No sharps or flats in the key signature. We got accidentals. We got flats and sharps all over everywhere. I got to deal with those. A 3/4 time signature. There's a repeat sign at the end of the second line on page 14, so we're going to do those lines twice eventually. And it uses a little bit of pedal. I'm not sure why, but it does. We'll talk about that. Let's go over this one hand at a time first to make sure that we have the notes and the fingering and rhythm and all that. In the right hand at the beginning, you're starting out on a 5 finger on D. You should know the name of these notes by now. And when we get to the B flat, we're going to just use this 3rd finger because it's on the B. And it's 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and, remember 8th notes again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. And then a C sharp, and we're going to, again, 4th finger's on C, so I'm going to use it on the C sharp. And yes, both of those C's are sharped because that, remember the sharp sign, it's an accidental, and it's good for the rest of the measure. So yeah, both C's are sharped. Second line or measure 5. 1, 2, and then 3. And all 3 of those B's in measure 7 are flat because remember, it's an accidental and it's good for the rest of the measure. Let's go on to measure 9. Again, all these B's are flat. And I add the staccatos and all that later. Right now I'm just playing the notes. Let's go to measure 19. You're here. 1, 2, 3, 1, and then they put an AVA above the staff. Well, you got 1 beat to move up. The notes are here, but with the AVA, you got to come out. You just lift up and move up. And the fermatas I'll do later. Right now, just playing the notes and the rhythm. And you got the same thing we had before, it's just an octave higher. Okay, measure 29, 8th notes. If you look at all these notes, it's just a broken G minor chord, is all it is. 1 and 2 and 3. And the last line, measure 33, it has a 15 MA, which means 2 octaves. Because 8 and 8 is 15 in music, don't you know? So you go up again. If you have a short keyboard, you don't have the notes, you just use the highest ones you have, that's fine. And at the end, the last measure, those little notes, I'll come back to those. Right now, I'll just play the G. Because you were here, and then you got to move down here. There, because the last 2 measures, the next to the last measure, you're here. And then the last measure, you got to be here. Your thumb here. Left hand, you're starting out with a G and a D here, and that's tied all the way across the line. Second line is the same thing, measure 9, that's same notes, and then a C and a D, oh goody. Measure 15, is it? Yeah, quarter notes. The top note is a D and the bottom note's changing. B flat. That's pretty much it for the left hand. So put the hands together. We're here. Remember, the left hand is tied all the way across the line. Well, okay. Let's go to measure 9. Here, quarter notes. Okay, I don't see anything too tricky about that. Let's go to measure 19. You're here, and as you play the D, you're coming up here. The AVA only applies to the top staff. There's no note saying both hands or anything, so it only the top, the left hand stays right where it is. So again, you get the idea. And measure 29, again, the left hand is tied all the way across. And then the last line, again, the left hand's tied all the way across. Okay. Once you have a handle on the notes and rhythms, And you get rid of the hesitations. Then we can think about the articulation. That's the slurs and staccatos. They have a big phrase mark at the beginning. The whole line connected. And then lift up. It's like taking a breath. Yeah, that's fine. And measure 9, we have staccatos. There's short staccatos, and I'm flexing at the wrist here. Now, a measure 10. Connect that to those 4 notes are connected. Here, the left hand you can't connect it because you got to lift up its chord. Connect the right hand anyway. I'm lifting up here because I got to play the chord, but I'm holding that down to connect it. So then I can lift up. You see, going from measure 12 to 13, the first 4 measures on the 3rd line there is kind of a sentence. So the dotted half note ends it, so we lift up to a new phrase, like taking a breath, so you don't connect those, so that's fine. Lift up and connect this. It's not marking it, just connect it. And the fermatas, you just linger on those as long as it feels right. When I do it with a metronome, I'll just do it I'll hold each for 2 counts instead of 1. And then you go on. Okay, now at the end, these little notes on the last measure here, they're not done rhythmically. It's just a roll chord. It's like a roll. Just blah, blah, blah. Just real quick. And hang on to that. Don't hold these down after you play them. Let them up. Yeah. Just different ways of interpreting it. I'll leave that between you and your teacher. When I do it, I play the D on the beat. So it would be like I'm up here. 1, 2, 3, 1. That's how I would do it. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1. Some people will play the top note on the beat. They'll go 1, 2, 3, 1. Anyway, there's different ways of interpreting this, and I do these on there is a way to notate it if you want those notes, those little notes played before the beat. There's a way to notate that, and it's not notated this way. So I would play the first note on that on the beat. But not everybody does it. Once you have an idea of the articulation, then we think about the dynamics. F-P at the beginning. Forte-piano. Loud-soft. Means the first time you play it loud, and that's the melody here. Whatever you think loud is. And then when you repeat it, you play it soft. The left hand needs to be in the background, whatever it is. So when you're playing loud, you can play the left hand a little louder, but when you play soft, that left hand has to be really soft. And then on a repeat, yeah. And then measure 9, mezzo forte, MF, sort of loud. And the right hand, left hand's in the background. And then measure 15, you're going to go up to loud. Mezzo forte, a little louder. Here. That's loud. The left hand's in the background. And stay loud. Then measure 19, you get the hairpin to come down. Fermata, louder, or softer, excuse me, and then the next measure, you're loud like you were at the beginning. Now, here's loud, and this needs to be soft. Measure 29, you're moderately loud, left hand soft. And come down a little bit to moderately soft, mezzo piano. And then measure 33, now you're soft, and the left hand's very soft. Plus a retardando, you get to slow down, oh goody. Okay, now on measure 18 you get a retardando, and you're going to continue to retardando right up to the fermatas. So you're here, measure 17 you're here. Now See, I start measure 18, I haven't started slowing down yet. So I'm here. Now, in my opinion, to help you make the move, because you got measure 19 you're here and measure 20 you're here, if you would like, you could play those D's with little finger and thumb. You need to be able to do that anyway, but if you play the second D with thumb, you're closer to this where you need to be. Here. It's my opinion, I would do that. Speed, whatever you feel comfortable with. It's in the middle, not fast or slow. It's the overall flow of the piece. Find the hardest part in it for you, whatever it is, other than the little thing at the end. You don't have to do that. Otherwise, find the hardest part in here, and what can you do that accurately? Just in it, not fast or slow. And then they've added pedal. Here it's being used as an effect, because we don't need pedal on this. You're smearing it up. You're holding it down for the first 2 lines. Now when you repeat, lift at the end of the second line, lift the pedal with the hands, and at the beginning again you push it down, and you push it down after you play the notes. Start the notes first and then push the pedal down. Don't use the pedal at measure 9 on the staccatos. We need the contrast. We don't want to smear everything. And then on measure 18 you're using it again and you're holding it down all the way to the end of the piece. Isn't that lovely? Let's play it together very slowly and double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do any dynamics, and I'm not going to pedal it because you can hear the notes better if I don't pedal it. So I'll give us 3 counts. We will do the repeat though. We're just checking notes and rhythms here. And the fermata notes, I'm going to hold each one 2 counts instead of 1. Did I say I'll give us 3 counts? I can't remember. I'll give us 3 counts. You just follow me. 1, ready, go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, repeat. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3. 'Hold, hold. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, off.